Early on in my reviewing career, if you want to call it that, I reviewed a game called Power Blade. It was a very fun game where your hero ran around chucking boomerangs at your robotic enemies, and occasionally grabbing the power suit to give you 3 free hits and a much more powerful attack. But our hero Nova isn't done yet. Enter the sequel, aptly named Power Blade 2. The US government is asked if they want to purchase some extremely deadly cyborg units for the defense of the country. They essentially say that if the US doesn't want it, they're going to sell it to a different country, not caring if it fucks up our own nation. Nova is tasked with destroying the company that is offering up the sale of these cyborgs. The company is conveniently placed on one street in 5 sequential buildings. Gameplay-wise, little has changed between the original game and its sequel. Nova still throws boomerangs like they're the next best thing, and can pick up stars for extra power, boomerangs to be able to throw more than one at a time, and the red boomerang to upgrade its power. Life canisters are still found in the levels, allowing you to replenish your life at a moment's notice. The power suits also return, but that is possibly the biggest change to the game. Instead of just picking up the power suit icon, each of the first 4 stages, which can be completed in any order, have a door in the middle of the stage. Entering this door, you fight a dragon, which happens to be the same dragon you fought as a boss in the original Power Blade. Each of these dragons have a different attack pattern, although each is very predictable once you see it attack once or twice. Once the dragon is defeated, a power suit is then available, and Nova can don it at will. There are 4 power suits: Newt, Wet, Rocket, and Patriot, of which the Patriot suit I've never received, because stage 4 is a bitch. The Newt suit allows you to cling to walls and ceilings. The Wet suit has Nova swimming through water instead of just slowly trudging his way through it. Nova is able to fly around with the Rocket suit, and as for the Patriot suit, I read that it gives the hero of the game 2 rotating orb-like shields. Instead of just giving Nova 3 hits, in Power Blade 2, the power suits don't give Nova any extra defense. Nova just gets the bonus of the attack power and the wave attack, and also whatever perk Nova's current suit gives him. You can change suits whenever you wish, provided that you have something remaining in your energy meter. This is possibly the biggest addition to the game, this energy meter. Enemies can drop battery icons, which recharge about 4 units of the energy meter. You can also find what looks to be a car battery, which replenishes your energy to maximum if it depletes. Finding energy is just about as common as food to replenish your life, which means it's not so common at all. What does this mean? Basically, use the suits, but be mindful of the energy, because you definitely want to save these powers for the bosses at the least. Let me talk about the level layouts. In stark contrast to the previous game, Power Blade 2 ditches the somewhat open layouts of the first game, and opts instead to go with straight, linear stages. The game tells you how many areas there are in each stage, so that's kinda nice. There are checkpoints about midway if you die in the level, and if you reach a boss and perish, you'll start at the room prior to the boss. Be glad for this, because the bosses in this game are much more difficult this time around. Come to think of it, the game as a whole is much more challenging. Whereas the first game was a bit on the easy side, Power Blade 2 is on the complete other end of the spectrum. Honestly, it kinda shocks me that this game doesn't reach a lot more of the top 10 compilations for hardest NES games. It wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't for one major flaw with the game. If you lose all of your lives, you lose everything. Losing 1 life isn't so bad. You just take a hit in one aspect of each of your attack categories, again like the first game. But if you get that game over screen, you lose all attack power, all of your life and energy canisters, and worst of all, every power suit you've acquired is gone. And since levels cannot be re-entered once completed, you cannot reacquire these power suits. So let me just throw out this example, which actually happened to me. How coincidental. You beat levels 1 and 2, have the Newt and Wet suits, along with the Rocket suit from stage 3, plus 3 life canisters and 2 energy canisters. You die in stage 3 because these propellers are a bitch when they kill you in 1 hit, as it's hard enough to navigate them. Oops, too many times, game over. Hit continue. You now have 0 canisters, minimum attack power, and no suits. My advice? If you get a game over, reset the game. And if you want to try getting through level 4 first, good frickin' luck. Some of the stage starts underwater, and without the wet suit, you're not getting through it unscathed. When underwater, your boomerangs are at a severe disadvantage. Their distance is about halved, and some of the enemies would be out of range, so you have no choice but to just slide through and take 1 or even 2 hits. There's no way out of this. They are cheap hits, and without any power-ups in the first area, you're just simply screwed. Moral of this story? Don't start at level 4. The graphics are still really good for the game, although instead of being very bright, it's much more gritty and dark looking. It works for the game, and there's still a lot of detail in every element of the game. Overall, it's aesthetically pleasing. The sound is equally as good. Some of the sound effects return, but the music is all new, as to be expected. It's all catchy, dramatic, and you'll know that you'll be in for a treat right from the level select theme. That's all I have for Power Blade 2. There's just nothing really else to mention, since I can't even complete the first 4 stages to move on to the 5th. I've read that there's actually a 6th level after you complete level 5, and that the final boss is a pushover. I just can't make it that far. Those propellers and the cheap hits in level 4's underwater section just make me quit because I just can't complete it. I'm not saying that this is a bad game. In fact, far from it. This game is actually really fun. Just frustrating in the challenge department, especially when it feels like it's just being cheap. Would I recommend it? Absolutely. Just use a durable controller. Final score? 8 out of 10. This is Reaper. Happy fragging.